You're not on the field, court, or ice. You are on the couch. From PG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall, delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Good evening. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Coaching from the Couch, live from the WBGR Sports Network studios. I am your host, CWall. Hello! Thursdays is my favorite day of the week. I'm laughing because they're laughing at me. I don't think they're laughing with me. They're laughing at me. And guess what? That's okay. Because I know I get very extra when it comes to DC sports. And today is absolutely no different. Listen, thank you all so much for joining. When is there a dull moment in DC sports? You guessed it, never. So, with that being said, we are going to get ready to get started. We have a lot to talk about. When do we not? But before we get cranking on the topics of this week, do the CWall team a huge favor. Make sure you are sharing this show with your DC sports loving family and friends. Please make sure you are sharing the show with them so that we can get their comments live and get all of their great commentary, because it is promising to be a great conversation each and every single time. So, let's get started. First, I just knew. See, here we go. Already. Oh, my CWall team is in the building. Sabrina is here. Joy is here. And Sabrina, whenever you finish with my phone, it's okay. I might not need it. I mean, you can do it. Thank you. Sabrina, everybody. So, hey, everybody that is joining. Hey to everybody. So, look, check it out. I just knew, right? I'm gonna start with the tournament. I'm starting with men's college basketball. I'm gonna start off with that because I just knew I was going to be able to talk in a positive light about the Maryland Terps. But I am not able to talk about them in a positive light. They lost. And they didn't look good at all today. So they played the Nebraska Cornhuskers and they were not at all looking good. So there's so much for that. Oh well, at first I was a little excited about it, but they let me down. They really let me down. At any rate, we're going to move on because guess what? The Georgetown Hoyas play tonight. So the Georgetown Hoyas have the number 6 seed. They are playing Seton Hall. Good luck to Georgetown. I'm going to be relying a lot on Jesse Govan and James Akinjo. They've got to come up big tonight. They've got to come up big the whole entire tournament, because what would be fantastic is if we could see them, right? We want to see them, play for an opportunity to win the big championship. It was a couple of things. Earlier this week, Coach Patrick Ewing was interviewed, and it seems like he's just hoping that they're putting forth the energy and the effort to just go hard this Big East tournament season. Looking for big games also from Josh LeBlanc and Mac McClung. So Let's see what the Hoyas do. Go ahead and comment and let us know what you think the Hoyas are going to be looking like, because this is, the tournament is a big deal. Like I said earlier, Maryland, you let me down a little bit. You did, but Nebraska was been looking very well. They're looking very good, honestly. And Maryland didn't show up, so we got some hope. The Georgetown game comes on tonight at 9:30. I think it is on Fox Sports. So looking forward to that energy and that effort. They did have quite a thrilling game against Seton Hall earlier this month, where Georgetown was able to win that game in double overtime. Jesse Govan had a huge second overtime. But sometimes, we need them to go full throttle and leave it all out there on the court. So good luck to the Georgetown Hoyas men's basketball team in the Big East tournament. Next up, definitely want to talk about the Washington Wizards. I have to talk about the Wizards. Every time I say I'm not going to talk about the Wizards, what do? I turn around and I talk about them anyway. And here's why I'm going to talk about them, because I want to just get on my Bradley Beal soapbox. I do. Because I've been a Bradley Beal fan for a very reiterated enough how we've been wanting to see the Bradley Beal that we see this season. We've been wanting to see this for a very long time. And he's battled through the injuries, and I feel like each year he comes back better and stronger, and just his game is just, you can tell he's been working out in the off season, and he's just getting smarter overall. He's growing on and off the court. But we got to give him his props. Definitely hoping to see, and I'm going to plug this every week I can, that he ends up on an all-NBA team this year, because I think he certainly deserves it. Can you believe that they are still in the playoff hunt? Can anybody believe that? I can't, but they are. And it's so funny, because we get into these games, right, and we're at the game, and you literally are like, you can't even keep up. The team is completely different. And I want to say, shout out to the Wizards fans, because the games I have been to recently, the Wizards fans, they're loud and they're cheering and they are completely all in. So the fandom is still in the building, surprisingly. I know, that's shocking to say, I get it. But kudos to Bradley Beal and how he's leading this team. Last night they did come up with the W against the Orlando Magic, and so we just got to see more of that. One of the things that they've been talking about is, when there's at least 5 or more players on the team scoring in double digits, the Wizards come out with the win. Well, yes, as they should, unless you just flat out lose. But because you're not going to win them all. But the thing about it is, you have Jabari Parker, who sometimes gives you like a, what are you doing? But for the most part, he's been pretty consistent. Last night he finished with 19 points. Thomas Bryant, you just got to love his energy. You have got to love Thomas Bryant's energy. Absolutely just love it. And he contributed 21 points. So, in Bill's interviews, he definitely commends the bench and commends that they have and they want to do well. Shout out to Troy Brown Jr. He's doing well. Sam Decker did not play last night, but he's been one of the players that I've been especially happy to see, and very, very just proud of what he's been contributing here lately. I don't think here's one thing that I want to just drive home very quickly about Bradley Beal and what he's doing. He's literally playing with a completely different team than he had at the beginning of this season. Completely different. All, like, just about across the board, right? So for him to still have that mentality of just doing his best. I'm going to keep singing his praises. I really am, because I've been, like I said, I've been a Bradley Beal fan for a very, very long time. So I definitely am just like all in on seeing him totally mature and just lead this team the way he should. And we're not going to get into a whole bunch of conversation about, well, she should be the leader of the team and this is that and the third. But what I am going to say is he's doing exactly what he needs to do as the leader. He's the leader. It is what it is. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do to get this team going and not feel defeated and just give all the energy that they need. I do want to plug the CWall Family Foundation. They're doing a ticket giveaway. Everyone who is paying attention, they're doing a ticket giveaway. So let me read this so that I do not, say anything that's crazy or anything or get anything wrong. So CWall is giving away 2 tickets for this Friday's Wizards Hornets game. That is tomorrow. That's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. So to enter, this is via Twitter. So to enter, you have to follow JW Fan Foundation. So at JW Fan Foundation. And then you have to post a picture of a woman that inspires you and tell them why. So, it's Women's History Month. Woo! All the ladies, yes, it's our month. So those 2 things, make sure you are following the JW Fan Foundation page on Twitter and post a picture of a woman that inspires you and tell us why, and then use hashtag JWFF giveaway. The winners are going to be contacted tomorrow at noon. So I put y'all on. Try to help y'all out so you can go so you can go to the game and be all in with that. So up next, the Redskins. It is NFL free agency, and what a week it has been. So this is the part where I really need you all to get your family and friends engaged in this conversation, because I really want to know what you all are thinking about what the Redskins have done thus far in NFL free agency. So let's just talk about it a little bit, right? Last week when we were closing out of the show, well, it wasn't when we were closing out, it happened last Thursday. The news came out that Case Keenum would be joining the Redskins. So given that yesterday was the beginning of the new NFL league year, Washington has now acquired Case Keenum. He will be competing with Colt McCoy, and we'll see whom else will join the team, and for the quarterback position. So let's just do some, if you don't know Case Keenum, so he's a 6-year NFL veteran, 57 career regular season games, 54 starts. He's got a 62% rating, so to speak. 12,661 yards with 64 touchdowns. He's Case Keenum. I don't want to go through his whole background here. But Case Keenum, Colt McCoy. If you all remember, I'm going to go back to this because I recall during Senior Bowl week when Bruce Allen did that interview. And, folks were complaining, Bruce never does interviews. He never does this. He never does that. And he did it, and he made a comment about getting better players in there. I said, okay. And that stuck out to me because I think we talked about it a bit on the show. And I also recall Jay Gruden saying, we need to get Colt some competition in here. So with that being said, it was kind of like, okay, apparently somebody else is going to be coming in here and going to be given some competition. So, Case Keenum it is. Case Keenum is here. Case Keenum versus Colt. I don't really know what to think about that. I really don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna get some gauge from online to see what folks think about Case Keenum versus Colt. If from the room, Case Keenum versus Colt. I mean, for the price tag, it was a steal.
Okay.
$3.5 million is not a big deal. It's really not. I know folks were looking at the cap and everything, and it was like, oh my goodness, he costs too much. Let me tell you something. Eric Schaefer and those folks over there in the Redskins front office that are working these deals, they doing some genie work over there on some of these contracts. I don't know how they figured out these numbers, but he's not that big of a hit to the cap. So, with that being said, Colt will have competition. Let me also say this, while we're having this conversation about Colt versus Case. Colt is clearly not the number one, because there's now been ample opportunities for Colt to be the number one, and they decide to bring other folks in to compete with Colt. So I just had to get that off my chest. I don't know about anybody else. I just had to get that off my chest, because I'm like, well, clearly, even though everybody loves Colt, and Colt is a very nice person, he's not the answer.
No, we can use that money in other areas.
So he's not the answer. There's still talk about the Redskins trading for Arizona Cardinals quarterback Josh Rosen, who's still in his rookie deal. He would be going into the second year of his rookie deal. And then there's still also talk, if that doesn't happen, that the Redskins could draft a quarterback. And then, oh yeah, by the way, they're talking about doing both. So that's just, listen, there's going to be a quarterback duel in training camp. Somebody's going to have to fight for their position as the quarterback. And that speaks mountains to me. I'm going to go back to the question of Case versus Colt. And what I truly believe is there's not much of a difference. Case Keenum did have a great year, because he dogged, when he was with the Vikings, they came out here on FedEx Field one Sunday and completely dogged the Redskins. Like, completely. And he did a great job. And I think he was the third string, because the Vikings had gone through their time of quarterback woes, and Case Keenum did a tremendous job. He really did. So the veteran experience is there. He's worked with great wide receivers and great offensive lines and great coaching staff. He's not a new kid on the block. He's not wet behind the ears. None of that. But I'm really not certain how much of a difference we're going to see if we are dealing with a healthy Colt McCoy. That's the thing. If we're dealing with a healthy Colt McCoy, I really don't see, perhaps, and I'm talking out loud, right? Perhaps there's more of a difference from a perspective of better decision making, because while Colt is a risk taker, his decision making has been in question at times, in his desperation, I feel like, to make a play. So I don't think you'll get that from a Case Keenum. I think you'll see a quarterback that makes smarter decisions, but I feel like overall it might be kind of the same thing if we're talking getting some competition in here for Colt. What will really be interesting is what's going to happen when that third quarterback presence comes around. That's what I want to see. I want to see whomever this third, whether it's a Josh Rosen, whether it's a draft pick, who knows right now. But I really want to see what that looks like. Because, listen, let's just be for real. There's nothing wrong with some good old competition. There's nothing wrong with it. So, Colt is definitely, I'm sure, aware and on notice that he's got some competition for that number one spot, something that he has not been. And Case Keenum isn't a slouch. I'm not trying to put it out there like that, but, let's see. Not sure if there's any feedback or anything on the chat, but we'll move on. So that's the.
I also feel like this is Colt's first time having to fight for it.
Oh,
He's been
yeah.
riding the bench wave for a long time, collecting a check.
Right. Joy, you're absolutely correct. He has been riding the bench for a while, and now you got to
9
do
years, almost a decade.
Yeah, you got to do more than hold the clipboard now, my friend. You got to do a little bit more than hold the clipboard, my friend. Everybody likes you. You're nice and all, but nice doesn't win football games. So let me also say this before we move on to just the moves that have been made in the last week, which is. Let me share this, because you have to understand, I come from a place of a die-hard DC everything fan, right? And I can be one of the folks that can be very like, oh, they ain't doing nothing, or this is a mess, or this is a joke, or whatever you like to say, negative. Here's a couple things I can say about free agency so far. We have been hearing the theme of aggression, and the Redskins being aggressive in their approach in free agency. I feel like they have been that. Always remember this. Players have a choice. They don't have to play for the team. And just because they choose not to play for your team doesn't mean that the team didn't try. But you got to try within reason. Don't be crazy. So let's just go ahead. And with that being said, let's go with who's out. So the Redskins have done a couple of releases, and there are more anticipated. So linebacker Zach Brown has been released. Defensive lineman Stacey McGee has been released. Good luck to you, gentlemen. I wish you all nothing but the best. But we kind of saw both of those coming. Zach Brown had basically made comments at the end of last season saying that he saw the writing on the wall, and he was, letting that fly from what it was, and Stacey McGee was, physically unable to perform, and then other things. So those were not surprises. There could be potentially other cuts brewing. Still in question who that would be and what that means at the end of the day. So we know they have been released. Preston Smith, who was a free agent, has been picked up by the Green Bay Packers. So congratulations to him. Best of wishes to him. Jamison Crowder, my good friend of the show, Jamison Crowder, has gotten him a nice deal with the New York Jets. He's agreed to a 3-year, $28.5 million deal with the New York Jets. So congratulations to him. And Ty Nsekhe was basically a backup tackle. He was going to be a backup probably, for a while to Morgan Moses and Trey Williams a year. But he agreed to a 2-year contract with Buffalo. $14.5 million. I have here 7.7 of that guaranteed. Robert Kelly and Mo Harris were free agents, and just before the show, I saw that Mo Harris has been picked up by the New England Patriots. So, if he makes the team, then clearly he should probably be an improved player. I mean, it's a little bit different when you're in the Bill Belichick, Tom Brady system. So best of wishes to him. Best wishes to all of these guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to this last one. And I know some people, it's gonna be an unpopular opinion. I have an unpopular opinion to share. Clinton Dix is not coming back, and I'm mad. I don't like it. So I got that off of my chest because I felt like I had to get it off of my chest. Here's the thing. In all fairness, he didn't play that well. Okay, he didn't. It just never worked. It just never worked out. It really didn't. And that could have been for a number of reasons. He was coming in the middle of the season, new system, new terminology, but still there were ample opportunities for HaHa to make plays, and he didn't. So at the same token, the Skins did offer him something. I have not heard what they offered to HaHa as of yet. But at the end of the day, HaHa is decided to go to the Chicago Bears. and he's very excited about his decision and his move to go to the Bears, and the Bears are happy to have him. Fans are welcoming him to Chi-Town. So I gotta reluctantly wish him well, but it's probably a better fit, honestly. Because I would have liked, with the addition of Landon Collins. So we're gonna go to the Landon Collins signing, because that's the big news of the week, right? The big news of the week is Landon Collins, safety Landon Collins, coming to DC. And I don't have to reiterate, because I know you all have been hearing this all week long about who Landon Collins is and what he's done. I'm going to say this. The Skins were in they were in the Antonio Brown sweepstakes to the end. They were in the CJ Mosley, sweepstakes to the end. They got better contracts with other teams, and that's just the way it goes, right? Sometimes the players go to teams that are offering them more money, flat out. And even with the limited cap, the Redskins are still making some moves. One of the big ones, or the biggest one right now, is the arrival of Landon Collins, which his press conference was today at 2 o'clock. And folks are happy to have him. Again, Eric Schaefer and his staff, masterpiece of a contract. He's only hitting the cap, Landon Collins, maybe $4 million. I don't know. It's not much. And I don't even know how they worked that out. But they definitely worked that out. So I'm excited to see Landon Collins. One of the things that I'm so excited about regarding Landon Collins is that I personally do not think I have seen a player this happy to be a Washington Redskin. Everyone has probably heard his story of Dan Snyder giving him one of Sean Taylor's original jerseys that was signed by Sean Taylor. This was one of Dan Snyder's keepsakes. He has a couple of original jerseys that Sean wore that were signed by him that they may have used for memorabilia or given out to fans, and he still had a couple. And he gifted that to Landon Collins last night at dinner as a welcome gift. And Landon Collins spoke, a great deal about that moment, and of course the tears and the crying, and saying he was shaking and everything. And this is someone who has said since he was a child that his dream was to play for the Washington Redskins, like Sean Taylor. So I get real happy when I hear stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, welcome, Landon. And that's really my only issue. Why I wanted to see how I'll come back, because I just thought that he would benefit from a full year of being with the team, and of course with his Alabama teammates and everything. I thought that would be a good look. But hey, things happen, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. But Landon Collins is here, and he's very, very happy to be here. He'll be here for 6 years, at least that's his contract. And so, welcome. Now, I have to say, I wanted to ask, and I've asked a few people, 2 things that we talked about on social media. One is, how do you think the Skins have done so far in free agency? So I got a couple of responses here. One from my guy Mazdak. I don't hate being a fan as much as I did at the beginning of the year. That's good. That's positive. Then I have my guy Ken Lash that says, well, they call me Mr. Positive. I like the moves, and let's just say he would be extremely excited if AJ Green became a Washington Redskin. I know you all have probably heard that rumor. Can't tell you if that's true or not. But there has been some messaging around the Redskins potentially trading for AJ Green. Obviously, that would make Kenneth very happy. We'll see what happens. Then my guy Eugene White says, I called it before it happened. Typical Danny move to be aggressive in free agency to win the fans over. However, remember, we still have the same staff, same O-line, same GM, same horrible field, and definitely the same owner. Hashtag hamster wheel. So, Eugene has a point. He definitely has a point. What I want to share is there is a sense of urgency I can confirm the sense of urgency. I can confirm that the word is, people, they call it Black Monday, where everybody come in, everybody get fired. This is what they're up against. I mean, as an organization and as a staff. If they do not win now, see, last year they were saying win now. This year, it's for real. It is for real. Right? Win now. Do what you got to do. Win now. Because then we may experience a Black Monday. Okay, mid-season, you got a losing record, everybody get out. Seriously. So, I don't know if the moves made are enough to win the fan base over. Landon Collins is big, but he also fulfills a need. How much?
10.
Oh, we only got 10 seconds? Oh, well, I'm almost out of time, y'all. Good grief. That rolled up on me quick. But anyway, let me just say this. The Skins are working. They are working. They are working. Trust me on that one. They are working. Who knows what'll happen, but they are working. But I will go ahead and close out tonight. You all, thank you so much for joining. And I will see you all next Thursday.
Sports is what we do. It's the fast track at peak speed, moving across the ice, blockers, hitters, B-team, beatdowns, and knockouts, doubleheaders, playoffs, touchdowns, smackdowns, on the mat or on the track. The spirit of a champion. The triple-double. Make that double front flip. This is what we do.